So, environmental versus inherited trait. Okay, this image shows how something about us are decided by our family and some are decided by our surroundings. Like you can say that there's a difference between environmental and inherited traits. Okay, inherited traits, like on the left side, this one. Like, these are the things you are born with because of your parents' DNA. They are like presets for our body, like your eye color, hair and skin, and plant type. Whether your eyes are blue, brown, or green, your hair type and skin tone, and a flower's natural color, and the shape of its leaf. Okay, this one. These are the things that change based on how you live or the world around you. Okay? Like your height, plants, language, and skills. You might have genes to be tall, but you need good food and health to actually grow tall. Whereas a plant might be naturally yellow, but if it does not get enough water or good soil, it will stay small or look different. And you are not born speaking a language, you learned it from the people around you. Okay? Okay, here we have two scenarios, and you have to tell me what evidence would support each statement and how can we determine whether the plant's height is due to genetics or the environment. Okay, so this slide basically explains how to use evidence or proof to figure out why a plant grew a certain way. It compares two different reasons for a plant being tall. Okay, scenario one, a plant is tall because its parents are tall. This is a claim basically. And here we have evidence. You would look at the family tree. If the parents' plants are tall and almost all the baby's plants from their seeds are also tall, then it is likely an inherited trait. Okay? So we have scenario 2. A plant grew tall because it received good care. Like, for example, adequate sunlight and water. So we have evidence. You would look at the surroundings. If you have two plants from the same parent, but the one in the sun grew tall while the other one in the shade stayed small, that is proof that the environment made the difference. Okay? So the next question is, how can we determine whether the plant's height is due to genetics or the environment? Okay, to find the answer, you follow these three simple steps, okay, shown in the picture. So, the first one is observe traits. Like, look at the plant and its parents. Okay? And second one is analyze condition. Like, check the soil, water, and sunlight. Then you have to draw conclusion, like decide if it was born that way or grew that way. Okay? Okay, the next one is reading animal pedigree chart. Okay, introduce the animal pedigree chart as a tool to track fur color or other inherited traits across generations in animals. So, this slide basically explains how to use an animal pedigree chart. This chart is like a family tree that helps us track how features are passed down through generations. So, here we have symbols. Circle. Circle is female animal, square is male animal, shaded symbol. You can say dark shape. The animal has a trait. For example, they have brown fur. Okay, represents an animal with a trait. Unshaded symbol represents an animal without the trait. Okay, so the next one is how the inheritance of fur color follows similar patterns to flower color in plants and how parents pass on the trait to their offsprings. Okay. The inheritance of fur color in animal follows the same pattern as flower color in plants. Dominant traits like brown fur will show up even if only one parent passes on the gene, while received traits like black fur only appear if both parents pass on the gene. If both parents have brown fur but carry the black gene, their offspring can inherit either brown or black fur, depending on the combination of genes they receive. So, some traits like brown fur are strong. If a baby gets this gene from even one parent, they will have brown fur. Okay? And some traits like black fur are shy. A baby will only have black fur if both parents passes on that specific gene. Okay? So, here we have dog pedigree chart. Okay. So, it is a visual family tree used to track a dog's history and its ancestors. Okay? So, this is this box on the far left is for the main dog you are looking at. It shows the dog's name and its breed. Okay? And this one, these two boxes. These two boxes basically shows the dog's mother and father. Okay? And this one, these four boxes. The four boxes on the far right show the dog's grandparents. Okay? Okay. This is a post assessment. Choose the correct answer. Okay, what is a trait? Here we have options: something we learn over time, a characteristic or feature of a living thing like eye color, a behavior we inherit from our parents, and a skill we develop by practice. Yes, B is correct. Why? Because a trait is just a way to describe how a living thing looks or acts, okay? So the second one is, which of the following is an example of an inherited trait? Riding a bike, brown hair color, playing a musical instrument, or learning to read? Yes, brown hair color. Because you are born with your hair color because it comes from your parents' genes. Okay, riding a bike, playing music, or reading are all things you have to learn. Okay, so the next one is, which of these is an acquired trait? Height, fur color, ability to swim, eye color. Yes, ability to swim. Because you are not born knowing how to swim. You have to practice and learn it from your environment. Height, fur color, and eye color are all the things you are born with. Okay? So, what is the purpose of a pedigree chart? To show how an animal behaves, to trace inherited traits over generations, to measure the size of animals, to show where animals live. Yes, the second one, to trace inherited traits over generations. Because a pedigree chart is a family map that shows how traits move from grandparents to parents and to babies. Okay?